Hey, what's up guys? So in this video I'm going to show you how you can create a garden genome illustration inside Affinity Designer. Now the idea here is to design it in such a way that if we need to change it for our different niches, especially for t-shirt design, we should be able to make those changes very easily so that we do not have to spend more time on redrawing everything. So guys, if you are interested in that, let's get started. So guys, here inside Affinity Designer I'm going to start creating the hat first. So I'm going to use the pen tool, zoom in a bit, and just start creating a random hat shape. And the best thing about this kind of character is that we are free to do, to create different kind of styles of hat and different kind of modifications that we can make. There are no hard and fast rules about that, and that's the best thing about it. So I have just created this hat shape, and then I'm going to refine it a little bit to give it more shape like this one, slightly wider in the lower area like that. And I have created this pointed head, but you are not limited to this one. You can create whatever style or shape you want, but I have found that this would look much better. So here is the basic hat shape. I'm just going to quickly fill it with a color. Let's just use a red color for this one, and we are going to make those changes later on to add more details to it, but for now this red color would work fine, and we do not need any kind of stroke for this one. Alright, so the basic hat shape is ready, and then the first thing that I'm going to do here is to create those main objects or main big shapes, and then we'll just come to the smaller details part. So then I'm going to create a beard shape here, and it is going to be behind the hat, but for now we are just going to draw it like that, and we are going to make those changes later on maybe. And it's a big beard, so we are going to draw it like that, some areas coming in this direction, so as big as you can draw. And the best practice would be if you can draw it by hand on a piece of paper, then start creating from that sketch. That would be a best thing to do, but as just for the simplicity of this tutorial, I'm just going to create it from scratch like that, and I'm just going to release it and close this shape here. Then I'm just going to refine some of the areas that I think would look better if I just mix a little bit of those changes like that. It does not have to come all the way from this side looking like that. So yeah, these small changes, this some refinement, you can either do it at the end, but whatever you can create at this moment along the way, it's easy, it's a good thing to do. So yeah, this is looking fine, and I'm satisfied with how it's currently looking. And then I'm just going to fill it with the white color, and I might give it a stroke color here as well like that, so that we can easily see it. It's not really necessary to use strokes, but as we are creating a white beard on a white background, so that's the reason of using a stroke color here. And here is a tip guys. So if you are creating some part of it using the strokes and other parts without the strokes, so it would not look right. So the best thing would be to use the strokes on all of your shapes, and possibly keep the stroke width to be the same. So if I'm going to change it here, change this stroke width to be 5 points, I should apply the same stroke width of 5 points on other objects or other shapes as well. So here is the beard and the basic head shape. Let's just align it here at this position, and then I'm going to create a simple nose at the center like that. That looks fine. and I'm going to change the nose color slightly to the skin color, maybe like that. Would this one look fine? Alright, maybe slightly make it bigger, that looks fine. And then we can add some details on the beard as well, but before I do that I want to add a fold on the hat area. So I'm just going to quickly create another shape here, and like that, and make a slightly folding area on this location. So as you can see that I'm drawing it in a way that it covers the original base shape of our hat, like that. And let me just bring this one down a bit, and maybe make this one a thicker slightly on this location. And then I'm going to fill it with that red color, but make it slightly darker. So maybe shift this saturation a bit, and then the lightness as well, somewhat like that. Bring it behind the nose, so that's looking pretty good. And then I'm going to maybe add slight details at this point to this folded area. So I might just start creating random lines here. So I'm going to use the pen tool. In the top I'm going to create just random lines. I'm not going to use any kind of fill color. By the way, I have this unchecked, use the fill. So I'm just going to create these random lines. Press the escape key to start a new line, like that. And in similar way, just start creating multiple lines. So now that I have created these lines, I'm going to select all of them in the layers panel, group them together, and then make it a child of that folded shape that we created, like that. So you can keep it as like that, or one thing that you can do is select the group, change its blend mode from normal or pass through to multiply, and then decrease the opacity. So it will give it kind of like a shading to your shape, not perfect black, but it will look kind of shaded. So here is another tip. So guys, next thing that I'm going to do is to create some kind of shapes or areas, details on the beard, and then nose, and also I'll create some design elements on this area as well, on the hat as well. So let's start by creating some details on the beard. In a similar way, I'm just going to use the pen tool, and I'm going to start creating different shapes like that will define the beard. And let's just make it like that, and on the other side as well. So either we can just copy it on the other side, but I would recommend to not do that, especially on this beard area, and to not make it symmetrical. Create some kind of randomness in them as well. So you do not have to draw these zigzag style lines, you can draw some kind of curvature style lines as well, whatever you see fit in different locations. And try not to complicate it and make too much. And if I see that I am creating too much in this location or in certain areas, I might just simply delete some of them later stage. But for now, I'm just going to go with whatever I feel right at this time. So here is the beard, and I think I have done too much. I'm just going to adjust a few of these in different location, and maybe make some of these to be smaller. So guys, I'm pretty satisfied with how it's looking, and I'm going to leave it here at this point for now. I might make some changes later on. So I have just grouped them all these details on the beard into a single folder or a group, just to keep the layers panel neat. The next thing that I'm going to do is to add some details on the nose as well. And the first thing that I'm going to do is to create some highlight area. This is kind of like a shiny part on this area somewhere here, and remove any kind of stroke color and stroke width and fill it with a white color like that. That would look fine. And another thing that I'm going to do is to create slightly shadow area here as well, to have some details, so like that, and then create a shape like that and fill it with kind of like this gray color. So black 35% would be fine, and I'm going to change its blend mode from normal to multiply and make it a child of that nose shape that we created, and that looks fine. The shadow area might be too much, so I'm going to select this one and maybe choose slightly lower opacity or lower blackness. Maybe 50% would fine, or maybe 10% would look fine. Yeah, 10% is looking pretty much better, and yeah, this is looking good. And then I'm going to add a few details on the hat area as well, and then start moving towards the other side, creating those arms and maybe creating some feet as well. So I'm going to just start. You can add different design elements depending upon your theme and niche on the hat, and I'm just going to quickly create some stripes area here like that, and then I might fill it with some color depending upon how I see fit. So some stripes like that. You can create one stripe and then start copying it on the other side, or on the other locations, but I'm just going to create different ones because I want to create a variation in them. I do not want to see a repetition here, and like that, and just finish it by closing this shape. I'm going to select all of these shapes that I've created, and I'm going to apply a 5-point stroke, this one, and change its color to black, and fill it with for example, for this moment, with the same red color. Actually fill it with this red color, and then I might change it to something else. Let's just change it to slightly lower, maybe white. I think white would look better, and then make it a child of that shape that we created, this hat shape. This way it will just clip it in this location. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is just make slight tweaks to it so that it looks more good and natural. So maybe make slightly more rounded, or add a curvature to this one like that. So this is how I usually do. I create the basic shapes randomly, create the main thing, and then add small details, and then after that I adjust those shapes and small details depending upon how they are looking. And the next thing that I'm going to do is to add a shadow area on this hat as well. For that purpose, I'm going to create just a random shape starting on this location, and making it kind of like a similar to the curvature that we have on this end, and leave it like that, and then simply close it. Then I'm going to just remove any kind of stroke width and stroke color, fill it with the same 15% or the 10% blackness. So make sure that your shadows have consistent gray levels. It will make your illustration look more uniform and consistent. Then I'm going to change its blend mode to multiply, and similarly make it a child of our basic hat shape. And in this way we have also applied the shadow to those stripes as well. Now if the shadow looks too soft or less, what you can do is to select that shadow in the both of the all of the places where you have applied and change its fill color. I'm going to go with 15% this time, and this is looking much better. So guys, yeah, this looks much better. I'm going to save it now, and then I'm going to work on the other details, the hands and the feet. So let's start by working the basic body shape behind it. So I'm just going to simply create a random shape here. It does not have to be specific, so just a basic shape would fine, look good like that, and then close it like that. Fill it with the same red color. If you do not have this red color already available or the one that you have already selected, you can choose this eyedropper, select that color and click it again, and it will choose that red color or whatever color that you want to select. Then I'm going to apply a 5-point black stroke, bring it behind everything like that, and maybe adjust this position. This is just here for now. I might delete it if I do not see fit, so it's not really hard. Then I'm going to create a shoe here, so somewhat like that, create shape like that, just a random thing. And then I'm going to apply a red outer area here to make it look kind of like have a thickness to it. Bring it behind it, make this shoe front to be slightly grayish, not perfect, 10% would look fine, and the outer area to have that red color. And then I'm going to apply kind of like a thick area, thick lines here on the shoe, so make it like that. Another line here, another line here, this one here, and I think that's enough. Maybe create some distance between them slightly like that, and then select all of these, make them a little bit more thick, change it to maybe 9 points, 10 points, let's just change it to 10 points, and then change its blend mode to multiply and change its color to slightly darker, maybe less darker, or you can say a gray area towards white, and then make it a child of that front shoe area sole that we created. Okay, so this looks better. I might decrease its lightness a little bit more, or you can say darkness a little bit more, to like that. Yeah, this is looking fine. I'm going to select this area and then this one, group it together to easily change its position. So here I'm going to place the shoe in this location, and another shoe I'm going to place on the other side. But before I do that, I need to apply a thickness or leg area here as well. So this is looking better, and I think I should just hide this belly and back thing for now and simply just work on this one for now. And then this is causing a little bit of problem here to the definition of my beard, and I might adjust the beard here and make it slightly longer and slightly thicker. Yeah, that looks better. And then I can adjust my shoe position here. So I'm creating this gnome to be in the sitting style, so this one is sitting here like that, and then I'm going to copy this shoe, flip it horizontally and move it on the other location like that, like this one, and maybe adjust their position, bring them slightly down. That totally depends upon you how you want them to look. Alright, this is looking better, and now I'm going to create hands and slide those arms. So first I'm going to create the arm on this side like that, and make it somewhat like that. So this one is looking better. fill it with this black color and a 5-point stroke to make it consistent. Then fill it with the red color, the same red color that we chose for other things. And then I'm going to create a hand here. So simple hand would be fine, we do not have to add more details. So like that would look better. Something like that. I'm going to choose the same color for fill that I selected for the nose, this one, and fill it with that, like that. Another thing that you can do here is to add slightly folded area detail, that the same thing that you have created for the hat folding. So like that, bring it down behind it and fill it with that darker color that you have for the hat folded area. So that totally depends upon you. If you do not want, you can leave it like that. So yeah, this is looking better. I might adjust its position and just make sure it snaps with that area. So this hand is perfect, and then I'm going to select all of these 3 elements, group them together, press Ctrl J to copy them, and then simply flip them horizontally and then move it on the other location like that. And then I can just simply adjust this position so that it's seems like it's coming from this area. And another thing that I can do here is I can adjust this beard area here like that, and yeah, to make it fit more naturally. So guys, our Gnome shape is ready, and this is how it's currently looking. And if you want, you can add slightly shadow areas on the beard as well. So maybe instead of white, make it slightly grayish color or any other color, and then start adding those small details. For example, let's say I want to add a shadow area on the beard, so that is going to be like same thing, shadow from this hat, and then maybe shadow coming from the nose as well. So this area has, so what I want is that the shadow that is coming from the hat on this location to be slightly thinner, because our light is, let's say, coming from this direction, the shadow is on this direction on the hat, and the shadow on the nose is also on this side. So this shadow area is going to be very thin. It is going to go behind the nose and then might come on this location from the nose side, and then have a slightly thicker area of the shadow on this side. And then just I'm going to fill it like that, close it, and then I'm going to fill it with that 10%, I think it was 10%. And then I'm going to remove any stroke color and stroke width. I'm going to change its blend mode from normal to multiply, and then make it a child of my beard shape like that. And this is how the shadow is looking. I can adjust it further. The same thing that you can do is apply a shadow on this lower side of the beard to have it kind of like thickness to it, and the same way you can apply shadow to these folds that you have created. So if I just start creating a random shape here to give it some kind of shadow areas in this, so these details are something that you can work on, and depending upon your likeness and depending upon the style that you want. So I'm just going to show you how you can achieve this look. So if I use the same thing, apply 10%, change it to multiply, I can easily do it like that to have it thickness on the beard as well, or you can say slightly more dimensions to it. So I am going to add a few more details on the beard by applying the shadow here and different areas, but the basic shape of the Gnome or illustration is ready, and we can use it for different niches. So some of the niche ideas that I would like to share with you is that, for example, this is a red Gnome, and I'm going to might be use it for, let's say, for Valentine's Day. So I have just made these hands in such a position, in such a way that it can look like they are holding a heart shape. So I can create a heart shape here, and I can also create a heart shape on this pointed arrow, or actually pointed end of the hat. So that's what I can do. Another thing that you can do is for different niche, let's say for maybe it's a gamer, so I can have the hands hold up, you can say that gaming controller. I can have them if they are a fan of any kind of food, the niche is food for different dishes, for example pizza, taco, or maybe milkshake or any kind of thing. So this is the way I would like to design my illustrations, so that if I want to use them for different dishes, I should be able to easily change the colors and use them. So that was the main concept behind it, and hopefully you have found this video and this tutorial to be useful. And if so, make sure that you like the video and let me know in the comments below. All your likes and comments, they are going to help me with the YouTube algorithm to reach more viewers who are interested in the same content. As you already know that this channel is currently not monetized, so every comment, every like is going to help me reach that threshold. So guys, if you want to support this channel, just subscribe, like and comment, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video, and thank you for watching.